Would like to call to order the September 19th, 2016 meeting of the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners. Welcome to all of our guests tonight. We have a good many in the audience, and that always makes us happy to see folks come out. At this time, we will have the presentation of colors from Boy Scout Troop 91 from St. James Lutheran Church. Please stand.
Color guard forward march. Color guard, post the colors. If you would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And after our invocation, we'll ask the Scouts to come back up and introduce themselves to us. We're very happy to have with us tonight Rabbi Barbara Tita to deliver our invocation.
I've been here so often, now you know how to pronounce my name. Thank you.
Well, I have to be honest, I didn't attempt the middle name.
Yeah.
So we'll work on it.
We're good. We're good. To all of you here, as defenders and advocates for the public well-being of this county, I ask that we now take a moment of mindful, prayerful reflection, and that we remember our tasks. It is our task to provide for those who are in need, whether that need be of clothing, food, or shelter. It is our task to provide true justice for all who come before us. It is our task to take care of the widow and the orphan and those who depend on Social Security. It is our task to defend the rights of even the strangers among us, those who are disempowered, those without the strength of wealth or influence or numbers or popularity. May we never be so eager for power that we ever distort the truth or that we shrink from speaking it. May we remember that neither truth nor victory will live in the moment. May we be guided, above all, by our need to give future generations a society more just, more fair, more safe, more equitable than that which we have built for ourselves. And may we so commit ourselves in unity, and may we say, Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here. At this time, I would invite our Boy Scouts from Troop 91 from St. James Lutheran Church to come up and introduce yourselves. Tell us a little something what you like about scouting, and Commissioner Honeycutt will have a county pin for you as you leave to the left of the room.
My name is Hunter Elliott. I am an Eagle Scout.
Thank you, Hunter.
I'm Monty Hughes. I'm a Tenderfoot Scout.
Great. Thank you.
I'm Dalen Dio. I'm a Life Scout.
Thank you.
I am Ethan Briggs, and I am an Eagle Scout.
Thank you, Ethan. We appreciate you gentlemen being with us tonight. At this time, we'll move on to approval or correction of the minutes, and all of you have copies of those in front of you on page 5. Do I hear any corrections or a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we move on to approval of the agenda, which you also have in front of you. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda, including the changes on page 252?
I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. We are very happy to have our youth commissioners with us tonight. I think they've got a meeting coming up right afterwards. And their leader, Tracy LeConte, would you like to introduce the folks that are present? Yes.
As the Cabarrus County 4-H agent for the third year now, I've been working with the youth commissioners, and I'm super excited that tonight is our first kickoff. So we actually have a handful of youth commissioners that are here to interview this evening. So we will be leaving here shortly, but I wanted them to get a kind of a taste of what's going on, and then we will be present at future meetings. So if all of our youth commissioners and hopeful youth commissioners would please stand. We look forward to a whole year with you guys.
Great, thank
Thank you.
you. We look forward to seeing you back at our meetings in the future and appreciate you coming. Next on our recognitions and presentations, we have the LGFCU Excellent in Innovation Awards, and we have Leanna Lott and Matt Gunnett here to talk about those.
All right, thank you very much for having us out this evening to present these awards. This is truly a great program, and it's a great honor to be able to be here to do this this evening. As Chairman Morris said, I'm Matt Gunnett. I'm the Membership Services Coordinator for the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners. This is Leanna Lott with the Local Government Federal Credit Union. The North Carolina Association of County Commissioners supports and promotes the well-being of all North Carolina counties and empowers through advocacy, education, research, and member services all 100 counties to work together for the betterment of the state. So we are currently accepting submissions for legislative goals for the 2017-2018 legislative sessions. Counties are urged to submit the potential association legislative goals by Friday of this week. Another way to become involved with the association is to join a steering committee. Steering committees are not limited to commissioners and managers. We have many department heads or county personnel that participate in our steering committees, and the first meetings begin in October with our legislative goals review. So if you would like more information, anyone in the county on these programs, please feel free to contact me. And this is the best part of my job. I get to come and give out awards like this. It's fitting to note that Ralph Kettner, the co-founder of Food Town, now known as Food Lion, was from Rowan County, and he began this awards program in 1991 as the Kettner Employee Productivity Awards. He passed away, unfortunately, in May of this year. And with that, I'd like to bring Leanna up to say a few things about the credit union. They've been so generous in taking over the sponsorship of this program.
Hi, good evening. My name is Leanna Lott. I'm a Membership Development Officer with Local Government Federal Credit Union, and we are extremely proud to be able to be a sponsor of this award and to encourage communities like yourselves to give back to the folks that you serve. During the past decade, our president, Maurice Smith, has been given the opportunity to take over the sponsorship of this award, and it has been come to be known as the Local Government Federal Credit Union Excellence and Innovation Awards. In addition to the County Monetary Award, the credit union hosts either a awards luncheon or a reception at the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners annual conference, highlighting the award winners, presenting trophies to the winning programs, recognizing the winning county commissioners, and sharing the innovative ideas with all 100 counties. Local Government Federal Credit Union was founded founded in March of 1983 by folks that were local government employees. And they established a credit union to give back to the folks in the community that they serve. Local government employees and volunteers are all eligible for membership with our credit union. So we're very fortunate to be able to give back to the folks that we serve at Local Government Federal Credit Union, and we're excited about these awards that we're able to give to the folks in the community. So thank you.
Thank you.
10 awards were given in 4 categories: general government, human services, public information and participation, and intergovernmental collaboration. And Cabarrus County, I'm happy to say, was the only county to get 2 of these awards out of all 10. So the judges came from a diverse base, including county commissioners, managers, clerks, NCACC MPA County Management Fellows, MPA student interns, budget analysts, DSS directors, and supervisors. And programs were judged based on 4 criteria. Is the program innovative? Are there measurable results that demonstrate improved service delivery or cost improvement? Can this project be replicated in other counties or jurisdictions? And are you likely to recommend or implement this program in your own county? Submission periods for the awards were April through June of this year, and this year we had 42 submissions, up from 29 last year. So we're pleased to be here to award both awards. The first one that we're going to review is the Cabarrus Community Paramedic Program. This program stood out within our human services category due to the following achievements. 93% of cardiovascular discharges were visited in the year after they were discharged. 100% of stroke discharges were visited, resulting in reduction of the stroke readmission rate by 21%, saving the county $210,000. This also reduced the cardiovascular surgery readmission rate by 13%. It also reduced repetitive and unnecessary EMS transports and redirected $30,000 in EMS funds. Also, 257 medication reconciliations were performed. Point-of-care education was given 243 times, and 256 home safety inspections were performed. So the Cabarrus County, I would like to invite up now the Cabarrus County Community Paramedic Team and Alan Thompson and his personnel to say a few words about the program.
Dr. Greg Corey and Captain Justin Rhines. This program came into existence a number of years ago, really as a thought from an employee, and then also a medical director who refuses to accept normal. Medical director who always is asking the next question: what is it that we can do? What is it that we can do different? And what we found is this idea went from its infancy into full development, is that this community was in need of a program like this, and that we found the support with our collaborative partners in the community, with the hospital, and also our support with the county. When we realized we can make a big difference, and we heard the monetary cost, but the other piece of it is the human value, and simply this is a program that we do because it's the right thing to do. We can create that environment of healing in a home, make a difference for the patients, connect them with the right resources, and connect them with the right care, that hopefully they can that we can have a healthier community. So I would ask now, Dr. Corey, do you have any words that you would like to offer?
Make me follow the preacher? The only reason this program works is our personnel and the incredible support of the county to make these programs work. It has been a great success, there's no question. I've been here since 1994, and the changes we've seen have been spectacular in a positive way. So thank you all for your support. Thank you to Alan and all the community paramedics that make this program work. It truly is an innovative program.
I'll just say that I am excited about the future of this program as well. We've seen some great things already, but I think the sky's the limit with what we can offer and continue to offer to the citizens of the county. So we continue to look at every area, and our ears are open and our eyes are open, and make sure that we can continue to grow this program and do great things with it. Thank you all.
Great, thank you.
All right, and with that, I'm pleased to present this check for $1,000 to the Community Paramedic Program. All right. Next, Our second award is presented to the Cabarrus County Elected Officials Summits Program. This program stood out within our intergovernmental collaboration category by producing the following outcomes. It fostered average participation rates of 69% of all county and municipality officials for all 3 summits, achieved a 90% positive feedback, or 90% rate of positive feedback from participants and encouragement to continue. It collectively accrued 257 collaborative working hours among all officials, and it formulated 5 new intergovernmental projects, 3 joint use land planning efforts, and 2 EMS fire co-locations, and it positively impacted approximately 192,000 residents. So the Cabarrus County Elected Officials Summit team consisted of Chairman Morris, Vice Chair Honeycutt, Commissioner Poole, Commissioner Shue, Commissioner Minette, and County Manager Mike Downs, Pamela Dubois, the Senior Deputy County Manager, Jonathan Marshall, Deputy County Manager, and Megan Smith, Clerk to the Board. And with that, I would like to invite you all to say anything about the program if you would like.
Well, thank you very much for that recognition. This is something that we are extremely proud of. We feel like it has been a very successful program. You read the list of the players that are at this table that made that happen, and special recognition to Megan Smith for submitting this application for the award. But I think the important piece to note is that we could not have done this without the cooperation of our municipalities and those elected officials. All we did was extend the invitation to them, will you come with us on this journey and try this out? And they all very readily participated, and we are still enjoying the positive results from that. We will have another one of those meetings this coming Thursday night. Of course, they are always open to the public, but that is an opportunity. I mean, the benefits have been great. Not only have we been able to collaborate on the projects that you had mentioned, but we have also fostered relationships not only between the county commissioners and the municipalities, but within the municipalities themselves, because we discovered that some of our city folks don't ever have an opportunity to sit down with the other municipalities. So this has provided them that opportunity to forge relationships and compare notes, and so it has been a very, very positive thing for us, and it is very special to us to be recognized in this way. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And with that, I also have another $1,000 check to present to the county.
Right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And then we also have from the credit union 2 trophies for the departments, and we have these storyboards which we made for our annual conference for our innovation corridor. So
Great. We thank you very much and appreciate you being here with us tonight.
all right, thank you.
I'll make a couple more comments on our community paramedic program and that award. It is, I don't think that the citizens in Cabarrus County truly realize what a great asset we have with our EMS team. They do tremendous things all the time, and when you hear not only how it impacts people's lives, but also the savings to the taxpayers that you enumerated, I think we can't say that frequently enough. And I know on more than one occasion over this past year when I've been at state or national county meetings and listened to some of the programs where they're talking about community paramedic programs in other counties, I'm sitting back in the audience saying, we're already doing that, or our guys are way ahead of that. So we are very, very proud and very appreciative of all of their efforts every day. And we appreciate you recognizing it.
Thank you very much for having us.
Okay, thank you. We hope to see you back frequently. Yes. Yeah, with checks and awards and trophies. Great. And while we're on the topic of our EMS, we have another award tonight that Alan Thompson is going to tell us about.
The The program tonight that we recognize as part of the Community Paramedic Program represents a partnership with CHS Northeast. Some time ago, a little over a year ago, we joined them in a research project to actually quantify what type of impact we were making with the Community Paramedic Program. And the results were not surprising. The results were a very large number and showed a huge impact, but it put numbers to what our thoughts would be with what type of success this program would have. So last month, I believe it was a month before last, the Carolinas Healthcare System awarded the Touchstone Silver Award for a program called Closing the Gap, Integrating Paramedics into Stroke Patients Transitioning Home. And as we initiated the paramedic program, that was the group that we started with because of the relationship we have with neurology at the hospital. So we were able to closely follow those patients, measure outcomes, and see what type of benefit we were making. So the report showed a significant reduction in readmissions, significant cost avoidance, significant medication reconciliations, and then also point-of-care education that is especially important for the stroke patient population. And the statement that we received as part of this award was the impact of integrating community paramedics into a transitional care program coordinated through stroke navigators shows a significant impact on reducing readmissions, a key measure of clinical efficiency. The team acknowledges the positive outcomes actualized by the program would not be possible without full commitment and accountability of every team member. The Community Paramedics Transitional Program was extended to both congestive heart failure and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease patients in the system later in 2015. So it is expected that replication in other patient populations and other counties may have a significant impact for both patients and hospitals. So this award was presented, and it represents a collaboration between the healthcare system, between emergency responders, community paramedics in the county, as well as other support services. So with me tonight is Dr. Corey and Captain Brines. I would present this award from Carolinas Healthcare, Touchstone Award Silver Level, Closing the Gap, Integrating Paramedics in Stroke Patients Transitioning Home. So thank you for your commitment and the difference that you made.
Thank you, Alan. We're, as I said before, continue to be proud of what our EMS folks do. And since we're bragging tonight, we'll just keep that up. And now we'll let Ben Rose tell us about recognition received by the Child Support Division.
Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm here with Susan Dillon, who's our Child Support Manager. And we are very happy to present to you that Cabarrus County Human Services Child Support Division has been again awarded the Certificate of Excellence for Outstanding Achievement in All Incentive and Self-Assessment Performance Measure Goals for 2016. I'd love to say we have a beautiful trophy, but it came from the state, so we just get a piece of paper. But we're still just as proud of it, and this really gets to what we do in child support. Child support is about collecting money, as much money as we possibly can on behalf of children that have a parent that does not live in the home. And the incentive goals measure the results that we get, and we met every one of those. And then the self-assessment goals measure the quality that we use to get there, and we met every one of those. 2 years ago, I believe it was, we were the only county in the state to achieve this award. This year, we're one of 13. So other counties are catching up to us. But we are very proud, and child support is truly a partnership between us, the clerk of courts, the court systems, attorneys, law enforcement. Our Cabarrus County Sheriff's Department is a very critical partner. And really, where we get to this is our staff. Our staff is always the heart of what we do. They're in the trenches day in and day out. Susan and her supervisors and our child support agents are just phenomenal. So we're very pleased to present this to you again, and we hope to be here next year continuing to do this. So thank you very much.
Right.
I'll let Susan say anything if she'd like to.
One thing I would like to say is this year we had a record-setting year with our collections. We collected $11.4 million for the citizens of Cabarrus County to whom child support's owed. So we hope to come back next year and even collect more than that. So I just want to thank you for your support each year that you give us. So thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
it's great to hear the impact that the efforts of our Human Services Division make on the lives of children in the community. And next, we're to recognition on a retirement and from Alan Thompson.
I'll invite Captain Bob Williams, his wife Beverly, and daughter Amanda here tonight. Cabarrus County EMS is very proud to announce tonight the retirement or coming retirement of Captain Robert Williams. He will retire on the 28th of September with over 31 years of service in the emergency medical services. Bob began his career in EMS in 1985, serving ambulance services in Ohio before moving to Union County, North Carolina, and serving a couple years. And he came to Cabarrus County EMS in 1989 and was promoted to EMS supervisor in 2005. So he has served in positions as a field level paramedic, a sergeant or field training officer, or relief supervisor with the county. And over the course of his career, he has made a tremendous impact in our operation. He has been heavily involved in the emergency medical services, both from a quality and a logistical standpoint. He's been actively involved in advanced stroke and cardiac programs, and has advanced those programs, was part of the initial development of the 12-lead implementation program in Cabarrus County. And I will tell a story on him. When I first came to the county, I was struggling with the concept of reading EKGs, and Captain Williams is the one that set me down and said, here's what you have to do, and I never had another problem afterwards. So we've been very fortunate to have his service, his level of knowledge, and his commitment to the profession. He's also one of the original members of our Cabarrus County storm or disaster team, and has served on multiple boards, committees, and other programs within the county, as well as being a regional representative for our trauma and disaster committees. He attained his associate degree from Davidson Community College and attained the highest level of EMS provider certification available, National Registry. So tonight, please join me in congratulating Captain Williams on his retirement. Brother, you're going to be sorely missed.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, commissioners, Mike, Pam. You've been in classes with me for a long time. It's been a long trip. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I had a choice to make when I was young, whether I wanted to be a firefighter or a paramedic. I made the choice to be a paramedic and stuck with it and went all out. I couldn't do it without my family. As you know, EMS is 24/7, 365, 366 on leap year. And I mean, I couldn't do it without their support, along with yours. I had to tolerate missed holidays, missed birthdays because I was working, and they understood that and tolerated it. So I want to thank them for putting up with me, and thank you for everything.
Great. Thank you. You got some more? Yeah.
Got some more.
Commissioner Honeycutt has a presentation.
On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, I am somewhat happy I would rather not see you go. And the one thing I can say about the EMS staff and you guys is anytime that you're in the room, it just classes the place up. You guys are such professionals that it just makes me proud every time you're around. And what I know from them is you guys act like a family, and they're losing a family member when you go. But hopefully you won't go too far and you'll stay engaged with us, and we appreciate your service to our community. Thank you very much. There you go. There's a box. It's not
Thank you and best wishes. Next on our agenda is a Stepping Up proclamation. The Stepping Up initiative aims to reduce the mentally ill population in jails, save funds, and ensure safety. This approach also strives to confront challenges faced by the mentally ill, both during their involvement with the justice system as well as their access to housing after release. And we have a proclamation that I will read now. Whereas counties routinely provide treatment services to the estimated 2 million people with serious mental illnesses booked into jail each year, and whereas prevalence rates of serious mental illnesses in jails are 3 to 6 times higher than for the general public. And whereas almost 3/4 of adults with serious mental illnesses in jails have co-occurring substance use disorders, and whereas adults with mental illnesses tend to stay longer in jail and upon release are at a higher risk of recidivism than people without these disorders, and whereas county jails spend 2 to 3 times more on adults with mental illnesses that require interventions compared to those without these treatment needs, and whereas without the appropriate treatment and services, people with mental illnesses continue to cycle through the criminal justice system, often resulting in tragic outcomes for these individuals and their families. And whereas Cabarrus County and all counties take pride in their responsibility to protect and enhance the health, welfare, and safety of its residents in efficient and cost-effective ways, and whereas through Stepping Up, the National Association of Counties, the Council of State Governments Justice Center, and the American Psychiatric Association Foundation are encouraging public, private, and nonprofit partners to reduce the number of people with mental illnesses in jails. Now therefore be it resolved that the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim a call to action to reduce the number of people with mental illnesses in our county jail, commit to sharing lessons learned with other counties in our state and across the country, to support a national initiative and encourage all county officials, employees, and residents to participate in Stepping Up. Furthermore, we resolve to utilize the comprehensive resources available through Stepping Up to, 1, convene or draw on a diverse team of leaders and decision makers from multiple agencies committed to safely reducing the number of people with mental illnesses in jails. 2, collect and review prevalence numbers and assess individuals' needs to better identify adults entering jails with mental illnesses and their recidivism risk, and use that baseline information to guide decision-making at the system, program, and case levels. 3, examine treatment and service capacity to determine which programs and services are available in the county for people with mental illnesses and co-occurring substance use disorders, and identify state and local policy and funding barriers to minimizing contact with the justice system and providing treatment and supports in the community. 4, develop a plan with measurable outcomes that draws on the jail assessment and prevalence data and the examination of available treatment and service capacity while considering identified barriers. 5, implement research-based approaches that advance the plan. And 6, create a process to track progress using data and information systems and to report on successes. And at this time, I would entertain a motion that we adopt this proclamation.
I would like to entertain a motion to adopt this proclamation. I think this is an extremely important piece, and I'm thrilled that we're going to be part of this. And all of us that went to Washington a couple of years ago, or a year or so ago, and heard from others that have been successful with this, I think we can be successful too. And not only after addressing the jail system, and it's also in here, we need to consider the other services that are available to the general public.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I think this is another example of looking at ways that we can better serve our citizens and also reduce expense for our taxpayers as well. Hearing no other discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes and that proclamation is adopted. Next on our agenda is Constitution Week proclamation. The Cabarrus Black Boys Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, have requested the board adopt a proclamation in observance of Constitution Week and the signing of the U.S. Constitution. And I will read that proclamation now. Whereas September 17, 2016 marks the 229th anniversary of the signing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to officially recognize this magnificent document and the anniversary of its creation, and whereas it is fitting and proper to officially recognize patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 17th through 23 as Constitution Week. Now therefore, the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners hereby proclaims September 17th through 23rd, 2016 as Constitution Week in Cabarrus County, and urge our citizens to reaffirm the ideals the framers of the Constitution had in 1787. And I would entertain a motion that we adopt this proclamation.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the Constitution Week proclamation.
Thank you. I hear a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And that motion passes. Next, we have another proclamation for Child Support Awareness Month. The Department of Human Services Child Support Awareness Month is September. The Child Support Division, along with its many partners, works daily to ensure collections of financial and medical support from parents absent from the home. Last year, Cabarrus County Child Support collected over $11 million in financial support and established private health care coverage for hundreds of children. Child Support continues to be a program that helps lift children and families out of poverty and provides for the basic needs of children while holding non-custodial parents accountable. And we have already heard something about that and been recognized for that earlier, and I will now read that proclamation. Whereas children are entitled to financial support from their parents, and Cabarrus County continues to improve its efforts at child support collections, and whereas in FY 2016, over $11.3 million in child support was collected from parents of children in Cabarrus County. Whereas there are nearly 5,173 child support orders in place, working to ensure that more than 5,800 children receive financial support from their parents. And whereas children who do not receive adequate financial and emotional support from both parents may experience greater difficulty in becoming healthy, happy, and productive citizens. And whereas many concerned and dedicated judges, district attorneys, clerks of court, sheriff's personnel, and child support professionals work to establish and enforce child support orders for Cabarrus County's children, one of our state's most vital resources. Now therefore be it resolved that the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim the month of September as Child Support Awareness Month in Cabarrus County, and urges all parents who are currently under court order to regularly pay their child support. And I would entertain a motion to adopt this proclamation.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we are delighted to have yet another proclamation. This will be Crime Stoppers Month. In light of the 40th anniversary of the first Crime Stoppers program, the proclamation recognizes the value and impact of the Cabarrus Area Crime Stoppers program. And we're very happy to have Josh Udy from the Crime Stoppers program with us tonight. You're welcome to say anything if you would like before we read the proclamation.
I'm Josh Udy. I'm the current chairman of the Crime Stoppers organization for Cabarrus County. I just want to say thank you guys for reading this proclamation. Hope you'll consider it. It's a great organization for our community as we work with local law enforcement. And it's my goal as chairman this year for 2016, 2017 to bring more awareness to this program. So this is a big step for us and really appreciate it.
Great.
Thank you,
We
guys.
appreciate what you do and appreciate you being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And I will read that proclamation. Whereas Cabarrus County Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit organization funded primarily by private donations, and whereas members of the community, media, and law enforcement came together in partnership to begin the effort of providing crime-solving assistance to law enforcement 40 years ago, and the first Crime Stoppers program was born on September 8th, 1976 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, after the armed robbery of a Phillips 66 gas station. And whereas Crime Stoppers pays cash rewards for information leading to the arrest of criminals and the recovery of stolen property and illegal drugs while providing confidentiality and maintaining the caller's anonymity. And whereas Crime Stoppers has proven that citizen involvement is a powerful weapon in combating and solving crime and can be used effectively to enhance the efforts of local law enforcement. And whereas Cabarrus County Crime Stoppers started in 2003 and since then has received 174 tips leading to arrest and has paid out $10,560 in rewards. And whereas the Cabarrus County Crime Stoppers benefits citizens and businesses throughout Cabarrus County and its municipalities through partnerships with citizens and local law enforcement agencies. Now therefore be it resolved that the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim the month of September 2016 as Crime Stoppers Month in Cabarrus County and urge citizens to be vigilant and share information regarding crimes with Crime Stoppers and local law enforcement to help keep our communities safe. And I would entertain a motion that we adopt this proclamation. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And that motion passes. Thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is informal public comments. I do not have any yellow cards that have been filled out, but would invite anybody to the podium that has something they would like to say. Seeing none, we will.
I think she's got a card in
Oh,
her hand.
okay.
This is my first time here. Can I
Thank you,
say
Mike.
anything about new business, or it's just anything?
This is any informal public comments. You have 3 minutes to talk about whatever you'd like.
Okay.
We both on the same subject.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you need the card, my name or anything?
If we will afterwards, will be fine.
All right, okay. We're here about the planning and development for Cold Springs Road name change. we're here trying to understand, this has been going on for many, many years about this name change, about the response time of Cold Springs Road in Charlotte versus Cold Springs Road in Concord. We were told at our Neighborhood Watch meeting that that situation was corrected in 2012. So I'm trying to understand why we need the name change if that has been corrected, and why weren't we told about the name change? So that's why we're here tonight. I mean, like I said, this is my first time here about this. They posted it in our neighborhood, so I felt that I needed to come and get some clarity on the response time. Is that something that has been cleared up? Because the letter that we received said that's the whole reason why they're changing the name, is because of the problem with the response time. So I'm kind of, alarmed that if I called 911 and the response time is going to be delayed because they're going to route it to Charlotte, which my address is a Charlotte address, but I live in Cabarrus County. If this is to correct that problem, I have no problem with changing the name, but I can't get any person to tell me, that's forthcoming about why we're changing it now if that response time has been corrected.
And typically, we don't answer questions during public comment, but I will do the best, and we have some people here that know more about it than me. But that is the purpose of the name change, is to correct any potential problems. And we actually have 2 Cold Springs Road within Cabarrus County. And so this will clear up that issue so that when that 911 call goes out, they will know exactly where to go. So this will eliminate that duplicate name that currently exists. And if you, as residents of that road, you should have received a letter in the mail if you live on the area, the road that is being changed.
Yes. Right, we do live on the road that's being changed, on that road. But at the Neighborhood Watch meeting, it said that that problem was corrected in 2012. So it hasn't been corrected. So if we called 911, would we still have a delay in the response time? Because
not after tonight.
I
think that's the correct answer.
Right, that's, yes. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, are there any other public comments? If not, we will move on to our consent agenda, and you all have that in front of you, and we've discussed all of those items at length at our work session. Do I hear a motion that we accept and approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do I hear any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we move on to new business. First item is from Planning and Development, and Kelly Sifford is here to talk with us about that.
Thank you. As required by participation in the HOME program, annually we do a consolidated annual performance and evaluation report. For that, we completed 1 housing rehabilitation and 1 housing reconstruction, expending $169,525, which this complied with the amended plan for the fiscal year funding. As we mentioned last time, there was multiple years into these projects.
Okay. And we do need to hold a public hearing.
Yes, sir.
And now, will we vote on that afterwards, or does that come later?
There's no need to vote. It's just a simple report. Then we just we're required to hold a public hearing as part of that.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, at this time, I will open the public hearing for the 2015-16 HOME program. And if there anyone here that would like to speak on that matter. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Thank you. And we move on to item number 2, also from Planning and Development, and this is Cold Springs Road Street name change. And Susie Morris will talk with us about that. And this might give you a better answer to your question than I gave you.
Good evening. This is a proposed street name change, and the proposed name change is from Cold Springs Road to Vandora Drive. We do have multiple streets currently named Cold Springs. One is Cold Springs, one is Cold Springs North, one is Cold Springs South. So it can be a little confusing if somebody is on the road and they don't really know where they're calling from. As far as our dispatch system, we can typically find people, but it's a lot of times on the caller's end because they're not sure if they're on north or south or which one. So this is to eliminate any confusion as far as folks calling into dispatch as far as which Cold Springs Road they're on. This Cold Springs Road is located in Cabarrus Woods, which is near the Mecklenburg County line. That's why there's a Charlotte address associated with that. The other addresses, would be a Concord or Mount Pleasant zip code. But again, when dispatch sees it, they see that road name. So we are asking and requesting that the name be changed to Vandora Drive. There are approximately 23 residences that would be impacted. We have had several meetings with these folks. I'm not sure. I can't answer the question about the Neighborhood Watch meeting. I don't know if that's something separate or if they would have talked to somebody that could have said it was corrected, but this will definitely correct any chance for duplicates to come up with those particular street numbers and street name. And you will need to hold a public hearing.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Kelly? Or Susie, excuse me. At this time, we'll open the public hearing regarding the Cold Springs Road name change. And I will invite anybody to the podium that would like to speak in regards to this matter.
I'll fill out the paper in just a moment. My name is James McElder. I live on Rockwood Road, which abuts the Cold Springs Road. I don't have one question. Where did Vandora name come from? It doesn't fit anything. When I look it up on Google, it's in Raleigh and Wake, and there's a law firm and such. Where did Vandora come from?
Susie may be able to enlighten us on that.
During those meetings that we had with the folks that live there, they actually came up with that particular name.
Okay. And that's a good thing if it only comes up in Raleigh. That means we don't have a duplicate close by. Does anybody else would like to speak on this matter? If not, we'll close the public hearing. And at this time, I would entertain a motion to adopt the road change ordinance for Cold Springs Road.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. Next item on our agenda is also from Planning and Development and another road name change.
Yes, if you remember at the work session, we discussed this particular road. This road is in Cabarrus County. It is also in Stanley County. And as you make your way from Cabarrus County to Stanley County, it is very confusing because the road itself appears to change names. One veers to the right, one veers to the left. In the middle section in the left on the map that you had, you can see it's Colley Road. There are some citizens in Cabarrus County that are accessed from Stanley County, so this should clear up any confusion about where those folks are located. There are 5 residences impacted. They all have been notified. Signs were put up. We did have some calls, but we have also talked to those folks that live back there. So we are requesting for 911 addressing that Mattins Grove Church Road be changed to Colley Road so that it is consistent on the Cabarrus side traveling in from Stanley County.
Great. Thank you. Any questions, commissioners? If not, I will call the public hearing to order to discuss the Mattins Grove Road street name change. Is there anybody that would like to speak on this matter? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion to adopt the road name change ordinance for Mattins Grove Church Road.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And that motion passes. Next item on our agenda is appointments to boards and committees. And we have quite a few tonight. The first one is the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. Okay, several of the following members serve on the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, JCPC, and have terms expiring on September 30th. JCPC members voted to recommend the following appointments, reappointments, and removals. Dean Vernon as the Sheriff's Designee, reappoint. Susan Burns, School Superintendent Designee, reappoint. Perry Gabriel, Active Living in Parks, reappoint. Emily Coltran, Chief Court Counselor Designee, remove. I think she's changed positions or locations. And to appoint in her place David Wall as the Chief Court Counselor Designee. Brent Kleininger has resigned from the board, Chief District Court Judge Designee. Deidre Webb, Area Mental Health Designee, also should be removed. And so, at this time, I would entertain a motion.
Residency exception for Mr.
Right. Okay, I think we got that in the motion. Yeah. I would entertain a motion to reappoint Dean Vernon as Sheriff's Designee, Susan Burns as School Superintendent Designee, Perry Gabriel as Active Living in Parks, for representatives for 2-year terms ending September 30th, 2018, including exceptions to the appointment policy, which I think on Perry Gabriel that we would need, both Susan Burns and Perry Gabriel, an exception to the length of service provision of the appointment policy.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Would now entertain a motion to remove Deidre Webb, Area Mental Health Director Designee, and Emily Coltran, Chief Court Counselor Designee, and Brent Kleininger, Chief District Court Judge Designee, and thank them for their service. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. Next, I would entertain a motion to appoint David Wall to the JCPC as the Chief Court Counselor Designee Representative for a 2-year term ending September 30th, 2018, including an exception to the residency provision of the appointment policy.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we move on to appointments and removals to the Adult Home Community Advisory Committee. Jack Boyer, Tara Smith, and Walter Rumpel IV serve on the Adult Care Home Community Advisory Committee and have terms that expired on August 31st. Mr. Boyer is willing to serve another term on the committee. An exception to the length of service provision of the appointment policy will be needed for him, since Mr. Boyer began serving on the committee in 2009. The Regional Ombudsman requests the removal of Ms. Smith from the roster. A letter is attached to that effect. Due to family and work obligations, Mr. Rumpel is unable to serve another term and also requests to be removed from the roster. First appointed last fall, Diane Carlson's term on the Adult Home Care Community Advisory Committee expires October 31st, and she has already indicated a willingness to serve another term. Avi Banks has resigned her position from the Adult Care Home Community Advisory Committee due to family and work scheduling conflicts. The Regional Ombudsman requests her name be removed from the roster. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to reappoint Jack Boyer to the Adult Home Community Advisory Committee for a 3-year term ending August 31st, 2019, including an exception to the length of service provision of the appointment policy. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. And at this time, I would entertain a motion to remove Tara Smith from the Adult Care Home Community Advisory Committee roster due to a failure to complete required orientation, and to also remove Walter Rumpel IV and Ave Banks from the Adult Care Home Community Advisory Committee roster and thank them for their service.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. And I would now entertain a motion to reappoint Diane Carlson to the Adult Care Home Community Advisory Committee for a 3-year term ending October 31st, 2019.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. And next, we move to appointments to the Human Services Advisory Board. Which has gotten out of order in my notes here. The human, let's see, we would entertain a motion to appoint, bear with me, to appoint Anthony White to fill a vacancy on the Human Services Advisory Board for a 2-year term ending December 31st, 2018.
Move for approval.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. Next, we have appointments to the Nursing Home Community Advisory Committee. An application to serve on the Nursing Home Community Advisory Committee has been received from Sandy Lane. She has been pre-qualified by the Regional Ombudsman and is eligible to serve an initial 1-year term. I would entertain a motion to appoint Sandy Lane to the Nursing Home Community Advisory Committee for an initial 1-year term ending September 30th, 2017.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. Next, we have appointments to the Cabarrus County, appointments and removals to the Cabarrus County Senior Centers Advisory Council. Jerry Ann Phillips has resigned from her position on the Cabarrus County Senior Centers Advisory Council, and there is also currently one other vacancy on this counter. Appointments are needed to complete unexpired terms ending December 31st, 2016 and December 31st, 2017. I would entertain a motion to remove Jerry Ann Phillips from the Cabarrus County Senior Centers Advisory Council and thank her for her service.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. I would also entertain a motion to appoint Thomas Dixon to the Cabarrus County Seniors Centers Advisory Council to complete an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2016, including an exception to the residency requirement of the ordinance.
So moved.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And would entertain a motion to appoint Myra Bumgardner to the Cabarrus County Senior Centers Advisory Council to complete an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2017.
Move for approval.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. You have a number of reports attached to your materials tonight. Would encourage you to read those. And at this time, we will receive updates from commission members who serve as liaisons to municipalities or on various boards and committees. Does anybody have anything they would like to report tonight?
I'm not reporting on any committee or anything that I ordinarily would, but I just want to call out David Baxter, if I might. The Cabarrus County Education Foundation is having its 15th anniversary luncheon this next Wednesday. And we have a video and need for photography, and the school photographer was unable to help because his son is in the hospital expecting surgery that day. I happened to just mention it to David, and I got a call from him earlier this evening, and he's taken care of that problem for us. He's gotten someone to do the video, and take the still photos for us, and I know he's listening. And I just wanted to say how much we do appreciate it on the behalf of the Education Foundation and, of course, the gentleman who was going to be doing it.
Great. Thank you very much. That's another one of our Cabarrus County departments that we are very proud of, and I think folks enjoy the assortments of programs that they provide. Probably, I'm not sure, they probably enjoy their programs better than watching commission meetings, but we'll see. Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to take a moment to congratulate our Sheriff's Department for the excellent job that they did in the spelling bee. They represented our county very proudly, as several of us were there and got to see. So take our thanks back, please.
Great. Yes, they are always stars at that event. Okay, any other comments? Any other general comments by board members? I will mention that all of you heard us have quite a bit of discussion about appointments to county boards and committees. There are quite a few that have vacancies. We welcome citizens to fill out an application and to participate in our county government on these boards and committees. You can contact the county manager's office and speak with any of the folks there, and they'll be glad to to help you with that. Also, those applications are available online on our webpage, and we encourage you to fill those out and participate. We do not have need of a closed session tonight, so at this time, I would entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and a second that we adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes, and we stand adjourned.